nice afternoon video. The sun is at the west now, by to lay down for the night, and we're gonna get ready to get into our mother energy, the dark energy, nighttime, moon energy, lunar. So I just have a video today. I realized that I've only made one video about marijuana, and I don't know why. I think I need to talk more about it, about my journey with marijuana, and when I started taking it. I mentioned a little bit in the one video. I'll leave the link down below if you haven't watched it before, because I don't want to really be redundant and repeat a lot of things that I mentioned in that previous video. It's called Marijuana and Spirituality. Basically, in the video, I explain why I started smoking marijuana, when I started. So it was about 3 years ago now, and how I started realizing that it's a spiritual herb and kind of started connecting spiritually. And so this video is just an update, basically, of how I have been since I was using the herb, and have I stopped? What is my warning to people? Advice to those that also maybe are feeling called by sweet Mary J to start this journey, because she's more than just this. How people have perceived marijuana to be. Marijuana is an energy. It is an actual entity that you are ingesting. You're connecting with the spirit of marijuana, the consciousness of it, and its levels. It resides at the highest, I think, 4th dimension. You can reach 5-dimensional consciousness when taking this herb, but yeah, it's about resides in about those levels of consciousness. And there's other brews and other types of medicines that can take you to altered states and higher dimensions, and seeing aliens, archons, or whatever that's out there. So or connecting to God as well. Okay, but you're ideally first connecting to the spirit of that plant, and that plant becomes a channel to you connecting to a higher state and a higher level of awareness. And also, I said, like, it also the dopamine release, so it's a feel-good medicine. It can take away anxiety, depression, stress disorders, any really mental health disorders. And if you already have mental disorders, or you have a problem with addiction, I wouldn't recommend that you even start taking it, because then it can make you worse. Like, if you have been diagnosed with schizophrenia or whatever, and you've never taken the medicine before, I wouldn't advise that you take it. Or if you take it, maybe through seeing someone who's like a shaman, or someone who's like a spiritual, who will like take you along your journey, so that you don't feel like you're losing your mind or whatever, because marijuana does open up your senses, it opens up your spiritual gifts, so you can hear from other messages from other dimensions. You'll see lights, actual beings, depending on how open your third eye is and how connected you are to that dimension. So there's a lot of spiritual experiences that you can actually experience from marijuana. And so I've been taking it this past 3 years on and off. So sometimes I'll take like a 3-month break. I think the longest break I've ever taken was in 2019. I took a break from it was end of 2018 December up until maybe April. So I started smoking again in like May, when I was about to complete a year. So that was the longest break I took. And then I took another break this year from February, I think, up until June. I recently started again. So it was about February, March, April, May. So it was like 3 months. So in total, within the 3 years, there's been 7 months where I was not on it, and then the rest of the 2 years, and um, really I have been smoking it, and like every day almost, and sometimes more than once a day. The consistency now I have been going down a bit because I was going back to almost every day and more than once, and just like every 2 hours I need that refill. To get to that level, and then then you have that depending on what you're smoking as well. Like you might have that phase where you like plateau or you feel tired, and you know the negatives, the downfall of it, the lethargicness, the laziness, now not wanting to get out of bed, or. And the thing is, it also opens up your consciousness, so you start to see life in a whole different way. Okay, you connect with plants, one. On the deeper level, you can talk to trees, you can hear trees, you can connect with trees, animals as well, um, birds specifically. For me, it really does depend on your own spiritual gifts and what you're enlightened to. But your Kundalini also gets activated. So I don't know if you're aware of what that is, but it's life force energy in the base of your spine. I will link that video below as well. So you really just start tapping into your spiritual gifts, really, in a way that you just have never before. It's just like alarming because it's also sometimes very fearful because you'll start like tapping into energies like water energy, connecting to the ocean, talking to the ocean, talking to the rivers, connecting to the spirit of the rivers, the waters. You're just that person, really, and you just also are able to tap into the spirit. Like you'll see beings, orbs of light, energies around you, both good and bad. Um, Acknowledging that you really are more than the spirit, like having out of body experiences as well. You can do that. It can happen with marijuana, like depending on how much you've taken. You can astral travel, see beings, open up decalcify your pineal gland. But as I mentioned, that it's like not easy to really step out of it. That the marijuana levels of consciousness, like maybe marijuana will hardly ever take you to 60, but it's possible. But it's not that common. So there's that plateau in energy and also the addictiveness. Okay, so you can find yourself smoking every day and not even needing it, because sometimes at first I realized that I wanted to smoke so I could meditate and connect with my guides and stuff, and I realized that, okay, don't mind that, this is my neighbor's cat. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know if you guys can see her. So it's really windy. I hope you can hear me. So it really awakens you. It really awakens your senses. Although you can be awakened without it, I won't lie. My spiritual awakening really was also attributed to ganja plants, marijuana, Mama Santa Maria, Mama Africa, because this plant is an ancient plant. It's been smoked for thousands of years, and it's recorded 6,000 years, but I feel like it's actually been longer. Even in the Bible, they used to smoke it. Many of the priests and prophets, the burning bush that they saw. I don't know who saw it, I forgot what verse that was, but the burning bush is actually symbolic of marijuana. After he smoked, then he was able to connect with God, because that realm was open. And what was I going to say? Also King Solomon, there's records of him. I don't know if it's in the Bible or it's in other texts, sacred texts, but they speak about how they found marijuana in his tombstone. So, and he was known for his wisdom. So there is that link to the marijuana really opening up your spiritual senses, connecting you to your divinity, awakening your senses, awakening your awakening your insights, awakening your inner being. Shall I say that? Really awakening your inner being, activating your inner being so that you're able to really hear yourself more, see more of the world that is beyond this one. I know it sounds so like, ooh, go, the world beyond this one, but then really you start to realize that this is not our home. And even if you are of an earth nation, the spirit is your home, so it's really where your spiritual home is, where you connect to. So it depends on what being you are, if you come from the water, which most of us do, so you just open up to just, I don't know if everyone opens up to the same experience, but you open up to a lot of things consciously. You start to realize that there's so much happening in the spirit that you're not even aware of, and that you are actually of the spirit, and you realize that the flesh is the illusion, and you realize that the stories, TV, everything has been created in this world to keep you trapped in it, to not ever actualize your greatness, to not ever realize really who and what you are, and the divinity that you are, and the power that you have, the power that God has invested in you to trample on lions and serpents, that they belong at your feet, it's really symbolic. Like, this message is symbolic of the inner power that you have, because you're a child of God, you are of God, you are of divinity. So everything else really should bow down at you, because you are anointed, you're chosen. So you start to awaken to this identity in a way. The more you start taking marijuana and opening up to the fact that there's more to life, and if you are an addictive person, then you will find that you can really be so dependent on it. I found myself, even there were times I was smoking it every day, and my partner smokes it as well. So it was like, it's the first time actually being with a partner who's like really smokes it like me. So we were just smoking, and sometimes it makes you loose down there. So after that you're making love, and sometimes you could have some mistakes, like when you're babies, when you're not ready. So it's also cautious. Important to be cautious about that it does awaken your sexual energy, as I mentioned, the Kundalini energy. So it really does tap into that energy, awaken you spiritually. So it's just a marvelous plant, because it's not just about the spiritual effects, as I mentioned. It also helps you with health reasons. Cures cancer, cures asthma. For me, that happened. Cures glaucoma for the eyes, and many other conditions, even simple things like headaches and just general pain. Usually, if you're in pain or you're feeling imbalanced, if you just have one puff, you are aligned, okay? But I mean, I'm not saying don't go and get your pills from the doctor, but I've been a person that's taken pills their whole life, that I am so happy now that I found something that works with me and keeps me healthy and keeps the doctor away. So I think twice sometimes when I think, okay, maybe I'm using it too much, I need to take a break, because I realize how my health has improved the moment that I started in putting it in my diet, in my life somehow, whether it's through the oils, taking it through oils, or through smoking it, or even through drinking it. Also, it's amazing just for hair growth and skin if you're using the oils, the external ones, not the ones that you take internally. It's just an amazing plant, to be honest. It has many, many, many healing benefits. And just keeps general health and good blood circulation, and just it's really good for you. So that's why I'm never really that sure if I'm gonna quit. Like, if I quit, I think I'll probably do what I do of just taking those few months off, and when I feel ready, or when I feel like I want to now go out again and start um, taking this plant, I will, and I do. So yes, guys, I don't know if I'm leaving anything behind, or any additional information about it. So my advice to people that are taking it, or people that are considering taking it, if you're doing it for spiritual reasons, it's a great foundation. But you might eventually not even need it when the more you level up, because the more you level up spiritually, you realize that you don't really need much. Um, Spirit really just leads you and really guides you beyond everything of the physical world. So, but if you're just starting your journey, your spiritual journey, or you're trying to learn to meditate, or you're just desiring a experience that is just like out there at first, but tapping it into spirit somehow, marijuana is it. Marijuana is the one for you, and it's legal, so you don't have to feel scared that you're taking something that might get you arrested or whatever. So that's when I first started. It was not legal, but I was so blessed that 4 months in, it became legalized because my God lives, and he really wanted me to take it. So he knew that it was for my living and my life, because it really has brought longevity in my health, and I feel it look great. I've lost weight as well, so it's amazing for weight loss. If you're someone that is just battling with keeping a nice balance in weight, like for me, ever since I started taking it now, I really do feel like it's balanced my weight. Sometimes it can play with your appetite. Sometimes you can find yourself eating like crazy, always hungry, wanting to eat all the time, just always by the pots in the fridge, in the kitchen, all the time in the kitchen, chomping, every time you're smoking. Or sometimes it will just like suppress you, and you'll just have no appetite. You'll just really be going within, and you'll just find yourself like meditating and just connecting to your spirit, and just wanting to be alone, away from people, really just getting those downloads, receiving those messages, receiving that guidance, just tapping into your senses, tapping into nature. You'll sometimes feel called to just go outside, be in nature, be by the wind like this, feel the trees, feel the sun, walk barefoot, really just connect to Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, start praying, you'll feel guided to pray. Sometimes, like before I even started this prayer journey, to my inner guidance. When I started smoking, like I'll just hear angels and see halos and just be called to pray and connect, and so it's really wonderful. But also there's pros and cons, because now it really also depends where you're sourcing it. Okay, do you have a high grade strain? Is it natural? Is it like a more natural strain, or is it genetically modified? Is it a clone? What is it? So there's different types. So the genetic ones for me are not the one. Okay, I love high grade and stuff, and it's really amazing. And sometimes they can good high grade, like genetically modified, which most of marijuana out there is, really, to be honest. It's very rare that you'll find like organic source, and if you're like someone who's like me, who lives on the coast somewhere, or lives in a tropical place where people just, it literally grows in their backyard, but like people can just grow it from the land. They don't even need to do a lot of this lighting and all of these things, unless they're like really selling it for like business reasons or whatever. We're fortunate because it's just an abundant amount of it that we have, because of the land we live in, and it's organic, like originally from here. Um, these areas where I am at, I'm close to the Transkei. I'm actually in Zululand, KwaZulu-Natal. So I get my strains from either Swaziland, Swazi strain is usually outsourced a lot here in KZN. And when I'm in the Eastern Cape, or even sometimes when I'm here, I'll get a Transkei, because the one I'm smoking there's still some in here, just a little blend left. The one that I'm smoking now is, I think it's a Transkei, to be honest. It feels like it, but it's like a Swazi strain. Yeah, because it's not as brown as the Swazi strain. Transkei is usually greener, and even it feels like more herbally. I don't know if that makes sense. I mean, that's how I interpret it. And then there's obviously different types, like indica, sativa, it goes on and on. So it really depends on what you're getting. Is it high grade? And the energy of the person that's planting it and selling it. because that also like has an effect even on you when you take it. Like that's why usually when I take it, because I take it spiritually, I do at least some type of an intention of prayer or blessings, whether it's just saying I give thanks, blessings to my creator for this gift of life in this moment, and I ingest it, because it is a spiritual experience. Or other times I will actually have a full-on prayer. A full-on prayer. I'll put it down. I'll put my hands over it. I'll pray. I'll pray as I'm holding it. I'll send my energy of light to it. I will pray. I will ask God to just clear it. I will ask it to bring some information for me. I'll be like intentional. Like I ask that you guide me. I ask that you awaken me. I ask that you align me to my truth. I ask that you quieten my ego. Or I ask that you heal my heart. I ask that you, I'll like be specific about what I would need it to do. I ask that you heal my chest. I ask that you open up my brow chakra. I ask that you open up my crown. I ask that you speak to me. I ask that you guide me. I ask that you enlighten me, or whatever it is that I need for that moment, or whatever it is that I feel I need that at that time spiritually, then I pray for that. Or I ask that you help me connect to my guides higher. I ask that you clear cords energetically, heal me. I ask that you heal my stomach, my solar plexus, because it will do whatever. Once it's in there, it's like a magic thing, a magic brewing inside of you that is just gonna like completely switch everything up. Like, okay, I need to wash and clean this. Okay, let's clean the brow chakra. Let's align that. That's all. There's something there. The stomach. We need to pull at that. Someone's energy that doesn't belong there. Like it's like a full swap, like a full clean, a full clean. So long as you align to that, and you, as I said, you pray over it and you be intentional. With anything that you're doing. It's important to do that, to have a ritualistic intention, because it is a very spiritual plant, as I said. So yes, I didn't want to make this video too long, my beloveds. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that it gave you some enlightenment about marijuana and spirituality. Part 2. I can't believe I decided to do a part 2 like after a whole 2 years, I think, because I posted that video in 2019. So it's been 2 years now, and I'm just giving you an update about my journey so far with it. And I'm still using her, I'm still connecting with her, and I'm grateful actually for her being in my life, because she is my higher self in a way. Marijuana connects me to my higher self, so I really love it. And although addiction is not good, and I can survive without it, I'm learning to not take it as much and to be so codependent, because that also breaks the connection, But, those odd moments where I do feel like I wish to, blaze a fire. Oh, I got a burning desire. Get lit, have that good time, then I do, I don't stop myself. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you connect with me. I hope that you stay tuned, and please trust and believe that more videos are coming, and spiritual services as well are coming. I really just taking this time to align to my inner energy and do more spiritual insights and going within, and really just making sure that when I come, I'm like really ready to make major transformations in other people's lives, because I know and trust myself and my guardians and those that have called me to actually do this type of work and actually help and heal people. So I came here to do this. I'm just allowing Spirit to guide me closer to this mission. So I send you lots of love and lots of blessings, and wishing you all the best in life.